Adonis Lenzy is an author, speaker, and a pastor who is passionate about helping others reach their dreams and destiny. He continues today with part 2 of Achieving Your God-Given Dreams in Life. Welcome back to the Harvest Show.
Hey, Valerie, great to be here.
Okay, so yesterday we were talking about your project. It's called Next. You know, how God has a plan for our lives. He wants us to pursue that. He has planted it in our hearts through dreams that, you know, are just our desires and passion.
Yes.
And so many people are not living up to their God-given dreams. What do you say is the problem?
You know, with that, I believe sometimes as Christians, Valerie, we sit around and we wait for God to do everything.
Yes.
And one of the things I tell people all the time, you got to quit sitting around waiting, because the longer you wait, the longer you're going to go without living that dream. So you've got to actually get up and get involved with the plan of God for your life and go after it.
Okay, so the project is called Next, What to Do When You Know There's Something More. I know that there's more. Every day when I get up, I feel God urging me to, there's a sense of urgency, but not everyone has that. And that's because we've kind of walked away from or said, oh, I can't do it, I'm fearful, rejected. What do you say to jumpstart that process?
I say with that, you've got to get out of that mentality that what you have right now is all that you can have. And so you got to quit buying into the lie. And you've got to really begin to motivate yourself, challenge yourself, call yourself out. I tell people all the time, you've got to be accountable to yourself. Call yourself out when you know you're not living the life that you should be living. And so once you call yourself out, then you got to ask yourself the question, what is it that I can be doing right now that's going to get me closer to my dream tomorrow?
You also say get up and get moving, but don't move to a place called Settleville. Tell us about that. Where's that place?
Settleville is that place where a lot of us, maybe we ventured through there, and thank God that we didn't stay there. But Settleville is that place where a person gets into a situation and maybe they've tried to go after their dream. They took the leap of faith and it didn't work out the way they thought it was going to work out. And then all of a sudden they just begin to look around, they settle into their life and say, you know what, I just need to be thankful for at least what I have. And I tried to live the dream, it didn't work. So I just need to be thankful for right now. And so really they buy into the lie and they settle into a life less than what they're capable of living. They get very comfortable in Settleville. And the longer you stay in Settleville, the harder it is for you to come up out of Settleville. So I tell people, keep moving.
Especially when you get older, you're like, oh, I'm in retirement. But we don't retire, we just kind of refire and continue. If we have breath in our body, then we are supposed to move on to the next thing, aren't we?
Exactly, because there's something that God still has for you to do. God doesn't just check out and say, you know what, I'm done with them. I'll let them just continue living until I call them home. No, God still has a purpose and a plan for your life. As long as there's breath in your lungs, keep moving in that direction. Stay in tune, in line with your passions, because guess what? When you reach your destiny, it's not just to bless you, but it's going to change the lives of people around you.
What's nexting? You call it nexting, like texting, but nexting.
Yeah, with nexting, I tell people, listen, it's when you take that time out to sit down and visualize, okay? Start putting some action to this dream. Visualize, start seeing yourself doing the dream, and not just visualize, but start taking some small action steps. What is it that you can be working on right now, today, that's going to get you closer to your dream? Whatever it is that you need to be doing, that's nexting. It's getting you closer every single day.
You say that it's also important that we connect with other people as we live out the dream that God has placed in our heart. I mean, will these people, do we know them already? I mean, are we looking for a new group of friends? How do we connect?
Well, I always tell people it's great to reach out beyond your comfort zone and your current sphere of influence with friends, and reach out and make some brand new connections, because chances are the dream that you have, there's somebody out there, Valerie, maybe it's online or whatever they're doing, maybe they have a blog that they're already living the dream that you're dreaming about, and so they have tons of free material, things you can learn from them. So you've got to reach out and make some connections that are going to stretch you, that are going to challenge you, that are going to inspire you to go to another level.
So I'd imagine that that's when the reality check comes in, somewhere along the lines. Talk about that reality check that slaps us in the face as we pursue things.
Yeah, that's a big one right there. And so what I like to tell people, sometimes I meet with people and I meet with them, and then 3 weeks later, it's the same meeting. And I'm like, wait a minute, you need a reality check. You need a slap in the face, because we went over this 3 weeks ago. And
right,
you didn't
because
do
you're
anything.
a pastor and you talk to people. Oh, okay.
And so it's like, you haven't done anything. You got to put some action to it. And so the reality check is all of a sudden you're coasting through life and you're still talking about the dream, but you haven't done anything to get yourself closer to the dream. So the reality check is, you know what? If you don't put some action to it, it will never happen. You will just keep talking about the dream for the rest of your life.
Let's talk about this in very practical terms. Just share a story with me about someone who's living the dream and living what God and up to their passions and their capabilities. Talk to me about that process for them, that journey.
Well, you know, I think it starts with where you are right now. Use what you got. And so for people that are stuck in life, it's like, let's get you unstuck. Let's get you moving forward. And then let's get you making some new connections. And so once you make those new connections, you've got a plan of action, an action plan that, you know, instead of just going home watching scheduled DVR programs, no, you're working on your dream. You're putting in all the hours, you're putting in all the time, the blood, sweat, and tears. Because guess what? As Christians, we're not exempt from the blood, sweat, and tears and the actual work. And so this is a person that is doing what they need to be doing. And then all of a sudden they start hitting certain levels of success. They see the dream starting to unveil. And so they're going to another level in life. And in that's a person that, once again, they're in tune with God. They're understanding that this is a purpose that God has for their lives. That's what's driving them. It's beyond themselves. You know, I believe God's dream is not just to bless you, Valerie, so that you can say how blessed you are, but it's to bless you so that you can be somebody to help bring other people and get them out of Settleville and get them on to their dream and their destiny.
Okay, I have 30 seconds to give you to look into your camera and encourage the person who's saying, I want to get started, but I just don't know where to go. Yeah. And what to do.
You know, right there, I would encourage you right now, start where you are. Begin to do what I call a life assessment. Look at what are you passionate about doing? What fires you up? What are you just so motivated to do? Because chances are that is connected with your purpose, your dream, and your destiny. And once you begin to outline that, then just begin to go to God and put that thing up in prayer and begin to take some strategical steps to get you on a path of reaching your dream.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your insight with us, Adonis. To connect with Adonis, go to adonislenzy.com or go to harvest-tv.com for a link to his new project. It's called Next. Still to come, toy expert Elizabeth Werner joins us with the latest toys coming out this summer. But up next, Brian Bush with the latest news from Israel. We'll be right back.